I know kids will be kids, but summer vacation is almost over. There will always be time to play cards, but not always time to play baseball. The Gillette Roughriders versus the Boise, Idaho Capitals in an elimination game at the AA Northwest Regional Tournament at Cheyenne. Top of the first, Gillette batting. Josh Hughes is able to drop a hit into shallow center field, but he tried to stretch the single into a double, and Kobe Roberts would tag him out. Hughes wanted to see if the opposition was awake in the early going, and they were. No matter. The Rough Rider bats were awake as well. Derek Hooker will knock a hit over the pitcher and into center field for a hit of his own. That will play Drayson Hladke from third to make the score 1-0. Bottom of the first, Tyler Tennant was wheeling and dealing for the Wyoming AA state runner-ups. The batter thought that was ball 4, but the umpire saw it differently. The inning was over and no damage was done. Top of the second. It's now 2-0 after a run scored on a passed ball. This could be a double play, but Jaron Arbach is able to beat the relay throw to first. His hustle would get him a ribby as Dylan Buckmeyer scored on the play to make the score 3-0. Bottom of the second, Boise would bounce back. Roberts is going deep to left field. This ball will stay in play, but it will bounce off the wall for what would be a double when this play was over. Thomas Haggerty is going to slide in to score a run, and he did touch the plate the first time, but just in case. That would make this a 3-1 ball game. Next batter, Garrett Young will send a Texas leaguer into right field to help out his team. Roberts would complete his trip around the bases, and the Idaho State champs are right back in this game, trailing 3-2. Bottom of the third, the Capitals were finding places to deposit base hits, and it was producing runs. Connor Polson will lift a hit of his own into center field. That will clear a path for Brad Jekic to score from third and tie this game up at 3 runs apiece. And they would continue to find ways to get base hits. This is Nolan Jekic finding the hole in the defense, and he would put the ball where he wanted it to go. Hunter Weendale can now head home, and the Capitals have taken the lead by a score of 4-3. This next highlight was a bit strange. Tennant is going to try to pick off the runner at first, but the ball gets away from Hooker, and things would get turned upside down from there. Polson would take advantage of the situation to put his team out in front 5-3. Top of the fourth, Gillette was trying to rebound, but the opposition was ready for them. Gage Yost fires down to Tristan Newell, and they got him at second. The season was going to end for one of these two teams, and both wanted to live to play another day. Boise had to go to the bullpen early. Caleb Hazen was called on in the second inning, and maybe he should have started. At least he was able to stop the bleeding for about 4 innings and maintain a 5-3 lead for his boys for a bit longer. Top of the fifth, Hazen was showing why his team are the Idaho State champs. They had to come through the losers bracket of their state tournament and win twice on the final day to lay claim to the trophy and qualify for this tournament. Bottom of the sixth, Tennant was starting to settle down some for Gillette. He would go 7 innings before being relieved, and that's pretty good for a 9-inning contest. As for his numbers, yes, he gave up the 5 runs, and 4 of them were earned, but he did strike out 5, which was all right. He just needed some offensive help from his teammates to get out of this predicament. Top of the seventh, he would get it. Ian Durgan has 2 runners in scoring position, and he would deliver. His team has been having a few problems lately with that situation, but that would bust them out of it. Hladke and Arbach scored to even things up at 5-all. Top of the eighth, Gillette would get an assist. This should have been a routine ground out to second, but it was not meant to be. Hladke reaches on the error. Austin Hester and Hughes score unearned, and the advantage has changed hands. The score is 7-5. Top of the ninth, Hester's going to provide a little insurance. That's 1 RBI in the form of Andrew Mulder, and the Rough Riders would keep their season alive and end Boise's by a final score of 8-5.